Adirondacks for me here, putting in our shallow well pump. Right now I'm priming this piece of 1 1/4 inch PVC. By going up and down with the foot valve, you actually fill the pipe full of water. I've got about 7 foot of head for water. I drilled the point down about 19 feet, I think it is. 2-inch pipe with a 1 1/4 inch pipe inside of it with a foot valve. And of course the 2 inch has got the screen point on the end of it, the 3-footer. So right now we're just doing some plumbing, trying to get it hooked up to test and actually get it cleaned out. My nephew Danny's actually taking the pictures right now for me. He's over from California.
Hey there.
And my brother Al's over looking for a fitting right now at the old homestead. Hopefully he found what we need. So we're just doing some temporary hooks up now just to clean the well out of the fine sand, which all shallow wells always get. So anyways, I'll say that's enough for now, and we'll catch up to you later. Adirondacks for me out. Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome.
Adirondacks for me here. So today I'm working on the broken hose in my backhoe. I did find it. Broken hydraulic hose. But as anybody has backhoes or equipment with hydraulic lines, they go everywhere, and trying to get them loose is not easy. As far as the well goes, in the previous part of this video, we got the pump in. I'm sucking air from down below somewhere, so I've got to play around with that a little bit more and I got some more fittings coming. But I got my generator down here. I guess I can pan around here. It's going to get a little shaky, but so anyways, there's the four-wheeler, there's the well, my truck. That's the generator I'm running the well pump with. I'll walk over here and show you down the well hole. Now this is an old well hole from the 60s when we had a camping area. This was our well supply, and since then my brother and his wife used it for a while, and then it's pretty much gone. Well, you can see these big old trees here that are growing up and playing with the foundation are got to be cut down because the roots are. But anyways, I got some fittings there that aren't quite right. I keep popping off, so I can't keep it up to pressure. But I've got to play around with it, check a few things, figure out where my air leak's coming from. And what else? Not much. Got huge brush piles from moving. Got to get the backhoe fixed so I can bring some sand and gravel into the road going up the hill. Keep it from getting muddy, but got to trim some more trees. There's the backhoe, and I've only got about 30 more yards of this road to thin up and trim to get it in shape for the RV to come up through, and also, I don't know, cement trucks or something, and big trucks in the future if I need a dump truck or something in here. So that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to keep working on this hydraulic hose on the backhoe, and I guess I could take you over there and show you a little bit of where I'm working. But I'm working down in the bowels of I doubt you can see anything down in there, but I'm working down in there. I got gas pedal linkage in my way right now for the other end. I got one end off where the brake was. So hopefully today I can get that hose off. It's going to have to be reshaped a little bit. One end needs to actually have like a 22-degree angle on it. And it didn't when it was replaced. Somebody left it straight and it had a rub point. So Hopefully that video wasn't too shaky and you could actually hear me. So I'm going to say Adirondack's out for now on this portion. Talk to everybody soon. Okay, so I got the finally got the hose off. It's relatively new. It was just replaced by my nephew and a friend of his a while back, but it didn't have the angle on this part, so it basically, I don't know if you can see that, it basically rubbed right there, rubbed the hole in it. So hopefully they can chop that off right there and put a new 22, possibly 22 degree angle fitting on the end of it. I'm not going to reuse this one, but if not, whatever. Alright, so till later. Adirondack's for me out. Adirondack's for me here. Well, I just made a run to Lowe's and picked up a bunch more plumbing stuff that I needed. Right now I'm building this pipe to go down in the well. Just got to put another piece of 7.5 inch 1 1/4 on it, and then we can set it in the well. I guess I'll just let that run and you can watch me work, but I needed to get another tee because I had to cut this off. I had to wait for this boot an extra day. We wanted to test it. We kind of jumped the gun of waiting for that boot to come in to basically give us a good seal and hopefully get rid of our air leaks. So I got to cut myself another piece of 1 1/4. Seven and a half inches long. These tools make it nice for cutting your pipe, as long as you get the ratchet one. Don't go cheap. I went cheap on a crappy one. They don't work, the crappy ones. This is an Irwin and it was about 20 bucks at Lowe's. So there's my piece there to couple up with the input to the pump. Let me go ahead and clean it up. I only got to do one end because the other end's a slide-on coupler. Thought I heard something over there in the woods. Okay, so clean that end up. Clean up this end. That's the T. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. But I had got the hydraulic hose fixed. Let me show you that real quick. The other day over at Tractor Supply store, I kept the old cable, which the other end is very good, and he just cut this because it's plenty long enough to fit in the backhoe. And he put an end on there, which was a 45 degree. And the backhoe, I got it all put back on, and it's not easy to put it on. Got it all put back together, started it up, and it lasted probably less than a minute, and it blew this fitting off that the young kid put on. So I've got to figure out if he did something wrong or what, but tried taking it back today, but they closed at noon. I got there around 1 o'clock. I looked them up and they were open till 2, but when I got there they were closed at noon. So I detoured and made a trip to Lowe's, picked up a bunch of other stuff that I needed. Alright, let's go get some glue on this thing. Get this coupler in. I'm not sure. Hopefully this wellhead 7 feet ahead. Hopefully. This air leak will get fixed and we'll have enough supply. Otherwise I may have to go to a smaller feed line. This 1.25 inches, I may have to go down to 1 inch. We'll see. Alright, get the tops back on this stuff so it doesn't dry up. So that's ready to go and ready to be hooked back up. This is basically just the end I put back on. It's a filler cap to prime the point, but when you put this in the hole, you can go up and down. The foot valve will release water and fill that up and prime it for you most of the way. But you still, when you got done, you still got to prime the motor and make sure this is full. So let me go ahead and reposition the camera and show you putting that in the well. Goes into a 2-inch galvanized pipe on the outside. Okay, here we go again. As you can see, this is an old blocked up well from the 60s, and I think when it was originally built, maybe later than that, I don't remember. I was too young in the 60s. I was only probably like 10. This stuff probably didn't interest me too much. My oldest brother, he was doing all the plumbing and electrical and everything back in the day when we had the camping area. Alright, I think I just hit water. Yep. I think I got about, when I put the string in and a weight the other day, and it feels like it hasn't changed. I had 7 foot ahead from the bottom of the point to the, and there is another point around down there with the 2-inch galvanized. So right now this should be filling up this 1 1/4 PVC, and I've got to get down in the hole. Yeah, it's a lot easier with 2 people, but it's manageable with 1. Filling up. I don't want to fill it up so it spills all over me here. So I'll probably just take the top off this primer port. And fill it up the rest of the way that way. Now with this new clamp on there, this will be supported so it won't try to drop down the well. Plus it's also going to make an airtight seal inside the galvanized as well. Because we were thinking we might have been pulling air, possibly pulling too much water too fast where it wasn't filling the point back in. And at that point it would basically suck air instead of try to suck water through the point down at the bottom, the 2-inch point. Alright, that's going to be good enough. Let's get this mated back up to the coupler. Oops. Gotta do a little bit more homework here. I want to get the sand off of that. Alright. I gotta jump out and clean off this rubber bushing. I don't want any sand on it. I filled up 2 5-gallon buckets with this well water after it cleared up. I got a garden hose hooked to it, the output. I still gotta hook that up. We had that kind of jury rig and it kept blowing off the coupler. Had a rubber coupler on there. So I've got the that's some more of the pieces I've got, and hopefully that won't be a problem now. Tell you what, this new rubber seal is a tight fit. Good Lord. This pipe is cold, so the rubber's contracted, making that rubber seal there really tighter. I gotta go down probably another inch or so. So either that or come up an inch or so. Come on, baby, you gotta slide a little bit for me, please. Pretty please. Ugh. I don't know if I'm moving it or not. There it goes. Finally moved a little. Hopefully that's enough. Started on here. I think it's got to go just a little bit more. That's pretty darn close right there. Just a little bit higher. Ever so much. Ever so slight. Let me get this coupler tightened up. Then I can level up the pump. That's pretty good. Boy, that feels pretty good. I gotta get the Torx drill. I tell you to tighten these up to 60 inch-pounds. Who the heck knows? Just make them tight. I don't think my drill does inch-pounds. Might be foot-pounds. I can't remember. Solid as a rock. Okay. Now I've got to clean some other things up, so I'll shut the camera off for a second. Get set up again with all the other stuff I need for the output. Turn the camera back on then. Okie doke. Stopping you for right now. Okay, back at you again. I put together a little bit off camera some of the pipe. Shut-off valve and a spigot, temporary. Well, hopefully this is not temporary. Part of it is. I got a shut-off valve, 1 inch, and then a spigot to be able to clean out the sand and debris ahead of the sand filter and what else is out there? Can't remember. Anyways, so we'll be cleaning this out right at the pump where the most sand is. Clear the sand out before it gets to the sand filter, which is a drop down gravity sand filter. So what we got to do now is we got to mount this coupler, 1-inch coupler to the pump. So we've got to clean off this fitting and get it glued up. I guess you can go along for the ride here. So clean the pipe, clean the fitting, grab the glue. Just like this glue's like snot. Anybody that's worked with it before, you know what I'm talking about. So you push her in, give her a quarter turn, and hold it for a little bit, otherwise it can push back out on you. I think I better get this on there real quick. Didn't leave myself a lot of room here. Oops, that's the wrong piece. Coupler first. Almost screwed up. Almost screwed up. Mosquitoes are out. They usually stop, give them a little bit of their own medicine when there's black flies and mosquitoes. Okay, on to the next piece. Clean. I already cleaned that piece. I guess I better clean the other side of this. Inside of this coupler. Now I can do it. Boy, that one wants to push out. You gotta hold that one. You gotta remember to hold it there for a little while. Let the glue set up for, I don't know, 30 seconds. Tries to push the fitting off, or the pipe you're putting in there. Tries to push them back out. Alright, that's on there. Alright, clean this up. I already cleaned this fitting once. I'll do it again. Now this is critical that you line this up. Boy, I didn't leave myself any room, but this is going to be cut off anyway, so I don't care. I'll be putting an elbow on there and utilizing it. So that's going to be going on there. There's plenty of room. Time for glue. I left that end of that pipe long because I know that I was cutting it off and putting an elbow on. I've got to go down towards the floor to tie into the plastic pipe. Alright, so let's do this side first. Get her started. Quarter turn. That looks pretty good, huh? You know, I can always change it with the, I didn't realize it, but I can always realign it with the fitting, with the coupler. For some reason that comes out of the tank crooked. I don't want to twist it because Alright, so we'll let this set up for a little while. Close up our cans of glue and cleaner. Get ready to start priming. I've got this direct wire going to my generator. It's just a temporary hookup of the electric just for testing. So this valve is currently open. That valve is currently closed. I don't know, that's almost like it's a permanent fitting on there. I don't really want to turn it to straighten it out. It's a little crooked. Alright, where are we at? Let that dry. I guess I could take the, you probably can't see this, but I'll take the filler cap off the main pipe going down in the well and get everything primed. In other words, full of water. That way you don't run your pump dry when you start it up. Black flies and the mosquitoes are wicked up this part of the world. Some days they're terrible, other days they're not bad. They're always around. So I got myself some water. You can probably hear that. Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? Tighten up my other couplers to this. I gotta do that still. That one's pretty tight. I never really loosened it, I don't think. I'm tightening up the coupler joint on the 1 1/4 inch that goes down to the bottom of the well. Alright. This piece here has this coupler here is a little smaller. And it has a rubber gasket that seals this part up. Press that rubber gasket. Keep filling up the well. Alright, I gotta get some more water. That primed the well point. Now I've got to prime the pump a little bit. Like I said, these 5-gallon buckets of water I got here now, I actually filled them up with the pump yesterday, but the plumbing was just so weak that it wasn't reliable. It kept blowing off with the rubber gasket. Oh, timber. You gotta be careful with these holes in the block. I gotta get some 2x6 pressure treated on top of these blocks. Otherwise stuff falls down in them. Alright. What I am going to do is prime the pump as well. That'll give more time for the glue, joint glue to dry. Probably jumping the gun on. Testing it, but out comes the air, down goes the water in the point. I like that, what I heard as far as the seal. Should start coming out the top of the well. This is slight out of the well pump. This is actually slightly higher than the well pump. Right now it's actually filling the pump. There it goes. Water popped out of the primer for the motor, or for the pump over here. We'll tighten that one back up. Oh, I never got my adapter for my... I may have to order that online. I didn't see one at Lowe's. I actually looked for it, but then I forgot about it. I didn't probably look hard enough. But I need a 3/4 to a 1/2 inch adapter to put my pressure gauge in. I think this, from the factory, this pump is set up to, this is a Flotec. I think they're set up to kick on at 30 and shut off at 50 psi water pressure. Alright, so hopefully we're all primed up. Time to put the primer cap back on. Gotta hook the garden hose up to my fitting down here. And hopefully we have better success than we had the other day. It's going to be a bummer if this pump is too powerful for the amount of head I have. It's possible, but for years this well supported our camping area. My brother used it. I don't think he could actually keep up with the supply either because of the showers and kids and stuff. So there's another well way over there they actually tied into and brought it over here and bypassed this whole pump for the building, the workshop up there that I'm making into a workshop. So we'll see how it goes. So it looks like we're lined up okay. I think we're okay. Valve open, close. Gotta get the hose and hook the hose up. Try to avoid filling the well pit with water if I can help it. Did that enough yesterday when the fittings kept blowing off. But like I said, we had the wrong configurations of fittings that we were just trying to test with. It wasn't adequate enough to hold the pressure. Tight space down here. I'm going to open this up because I've got a nozzle on the end of the hose that I'm using to regulate the water and let the air out. Hopefully there won't be any more air. If there is, we're going to have to come up with a new plan. You can run a secondary point on these and run 2 points for twice the amount of water flow, which, worst comes to worst, I guess I'll have to do that if I want water. Alright, let me reposition the camera. Go ahead and get the generator set up. Clean up my stuff a little bit here. Shut you off and reposition you. Stand by. Okay, here we go. I got everything hooked up. I'm not going to keep it under pressure because you want that PVC glue to, they say, set for a couple hours. So I'm going to basically keep the nozzle open so it can't build up pressure to pop any lines. So here we go. Let's see if we got air out of the system. Starting the generator up. far so good. I don't know if you can see how far that's creeping in now. Right now I'm not getting any air, so hopefully it's sucking water into the point and keeping up. The way we're going to be able to tell is to take this nozzle off here and see if it can keep up the water output without the constriction of the nozzle. But so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's constantly sucking air the other day, so now hopefully we're sucking water into the point rather than sucking air up around. We had a loose seal between the galvanized point 2-inch line. Well, the pump just shut off, so apparently it got up the pressure even with this thing wide open. That's even better. Okay, so one more shot here of the pump, and I'm gonna turn on the hose. As you can see, I've got tons of pressure out of the pressure tank and no pump motor running. So I'm gonna let this run, and I'm gonna take a shot of the pump, and you'll hear it probably kick on here in a few seconds after the pressure goes down low enough in the tank. I think it's set for 30 and 50, so as soon as it hits 30, once I get my pressure gauge on there, I'll be able to know exactly. But as you can see, hose still going strong with water pressure. Alright, pump, anytime now. I got the generator running, so you better kick on. All my new fittings are holding up now, so there we go. So this will actually, even with this hose running at full tilt, this will still build up enough pressure to actually shut the motor off, even with the hose fully open. So there it goes. Pump off, water supply going strong. I know I keep saying this is the last video, but hopefully this will be. But I do want to show my brother and nephew this running without a nozzle on the end of the hose. I haven't even tested that yet, so unfortunately you're going to hear the generator in the background going crazy here, but at least we'll see whether it will hold full pressure coming out the hose without a nozzle on the end to restrict it. So here we go. Alright, this is a test with the pump straight out of the well with no nozzle on the end. We're hoping the well can keep up with it was losing the prime before because it was sucking so much air, but right now we're pumping from the bottom of the well without a nozzle on the end of this hose. The water supply is keeping up with the pumping. I'm happy with that. It wasn't the other day, like I said, because we were sucking so much air it would lose the time. But right now the pump's running full time, and Working. Alright, time to kill the generator. Go back, take a shower, have dinner. Alright, Adirondacks for me. Out again. See you next time.